Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is good. There's a break in the thunderstorms that are raging through here today, so I thought I would jump down here and talk real quick. Jonathan mentioned when I talked about going to some shows this summer or doing some outside of the shop type filming, that it's been a long time since we've had any outside of the shop video. And that's true. It's been a very long time. I think the last time I did an outside of the shop video was the little like love letter I did to my hometown. And that was 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, that was 3 years ago. I don't know. Like, I haven't really been outside the shop other than to go, or outside of the shed or the house other than to go see soccer and stuff. So I haven't had a whole lot to share. I went to Gen Con last year but didn't take my camera. I think that's true. Pretty sure I just took my phone. I went to Gamma this year and didn't take my camera, mostly because Ignacy wasn't there. Usually when Ignacy is there, we do some sort of events. I'll take my camera setup. I used to take this camera, a whole cage rig with a nice microphone and tripods, monopods. I took all of the things, and I didn't do that at all these last two shows. I am going to take it to Origins, my other camera, not this one. I don't know that I'm going to shoot a lot of intimate video there, meaning that I'm not really intending to go there to like cover board games. I am going to take my camera more as an exercise on taking pictures in the city, having a place to go. Like, I just need practice. It's been a long time since I've taken photography seriously, so I need the practice, and I'm going to use it for that. I probably will record some B-roll, and there'll be moments, but I don't think I'm going to take my cage and all that extra stuff. I'll just take probably a little like handheld tripod, and maybe I'll take the microphone just in case. What I've been using here more than the microphone when I've been doing workshop type stuff is a little video or a little voice recorder with a lapel mic, and this will probably be what I actually do audio with. The camera just sucks at audio. I mean, I haven't tried the new one. I have a pretty decent microphone that has its own built-in power supply, which means it can kind of override the camera's crappy audio interface. What's that called? Amplifier, its own preamp. So I have a microphone that I can maybe use. I need to try it on the new camera and see how fuzzy it is. This camera, if I did not have the audio interface that's down here to override the camera's internal amp, it would just sound terrible, just super fuzzy. If you go back years ago, 5 years ago or something, 4 years ago, when I was using this mic, the audio might be a little muddled, and that's because at that time I was not using a preamp. I was just using the microphone straight into the camera, and I had to scrub the audio to get rid of the fuzz, and it sounds kind of like when you do that, it's really hard to scrub fuzz out of audio without distorting the audio. And so it's distorted. It sounds a little bit muffled. It sounds a little bit weird. So anyway, all that to say is I would rather record on an actual device that's intended to be recording. So I will be doing stuff. Jonathan mentioned in that comment, here's to hoping that me saying it out loud doesn't erase it from existence. And that was an intentional choice. I have told you many times in the past that I get excited about something and then I talk about it and then it evaporates. It just, it ceases to exist because once I've said it, I'm no longer excited about it. And while there is a lot of truth to that, I do definitely get an endorphin rush by talking about it, and that satisfies that need. In this particular instance, I'm pretty damn serious. And so I decided to talk about it because I need to learn how to push through that, right? I need to learn how to make a commitment and see it through. I'm going to do that. I'm working on. I have two scripts. I guess they're not really scripts. In my notes already, kind of finalized ideas. I have two outlines that I can use to write a script. I have an idea for. I still want to release the footage of me building M's desk. And I have an idea of what that video will be about. It won't be about the desk. I mean, the desk will be a product of the video, and the video will talk a lot about what I'm doing while building the desk. But that's not the point of the film, right? The point of the film will be much more about the bigger picture. And so that might be the first one that I actually do. I don't know. It might be later because I have other ideas that I'm more interested in trying to kind of do some artsy filming based around. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm taking a leap, I guess. We'll see what happens. This is all stemmed from I've been reading David Lynch's book Room to Dream lately, and it's really struck a lot of chords. When I was a teenager, I thought I was going to be a programmer, and then I became a programmer and I hated it. And I fell in love with experimental film and like kind of alt cinema, and I thought I was going to be a filmmaker. That was really what I wanted to do for a long time. And then David Lynch is one of my absolute favorites in that space, and so I have the means. I have the tools. I have the knowledge. I've been doing this for so long. I understand how the cameras work and the mics work and the editing works. And why don't I mean, there's nothing stopping me from making films other than me getting in my own way. That's what we're working on this weekend, is getting out of my own way. We'll talk about that next week. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. Really do. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is maverick. It is a noun meaning an unorthodox or unconventional person who does what it takes to get things done. The rugged individualist is too often mistaken for the misfit, the maverick, the spoilsport, or the sore thumb. Louis H. Lapham, a former editor of Harper's Magazine. Maverick, M-A-V-E-R-I-C-K. That's interesting. I think because of Top Gun, I always thought it was like skill, not necessarily doing it their own way.